So in my last video, I talked about RomaArmy and how she uses the tactic of being a men's right advocate to have men pay money to see her butthole online. Which, by the way, fellas, the price has gone up. Inflation has hit all markets.
Bro, you're way too expensive.
But on top of that, I also mentioned how she's very mentally unstable, and it is very kind of clear if you watch any of her content, where she's bouncing all over the damn place like she's a freaking cartoon. And if you do a little bit of a zoom, you can see her pupils they are there. But on top of that, she also likes to involve herself in situations that have nothing to do with her. Here is a prime example that she explained from her own personal life.
This video is unequivocally for men only. I don't want to see one woman watching this video. Gentlemen, I believe that I have cracked up. Bitch, why are you still here? Excuse me, get out. I accidentally cracked the code at how the majority of women nowadays apologize to their men. And gentlemen, if your woman has ever apologized to you like this, you better be already gone by the time I'm finished saying give her absolutely no dick. I go over to a friend's house and him and his girlfriend had just been freshly finishing up an awkward couple argument, right? And believe it or not, considering my whole career is sticking my big hunger in other people's business, I actually in my personal life tend to mind my own business. So they're finishing up something awkward. I came at a bad time, but I sit down, shut the fuck up, and I'm listening. And this guy apologizes to his girlfriend for whatever the fuck they're fussing about. And he said, babe, I know that this is an important conversation, but Chloe's here now. I don't want to make it awkward. I apologize for my part. I wasn't trying to come at you sideways. Let's talk about this later. I'm sitting there packing my bowl, still minding my own business, but I'm overhearing this, and I just automatically expect her to come back with him as, oh, all right, babe, no problem. I'm sorry too. The typical mature thing. Then she comes at him with this, and this was the moment that I realized that just about every single narcissistic, full of myself, I sell my butthole on OnlyFans for $3.99, but think that I have so much fucking standards, every single one of them apologize like this. This is what she said. I wouldn't want to make it awkward for Chloe either, babe, but for the record, I felt awkward when you didn't have the kahunas to come at me properly during that conversation, okay? You've pissed me off. We're not talking about this again. You knew what you were getting yourself into. If you expect to have a decent conversation about this later, no, you fucked up. You'll be buying dinner and you'll be sleeping on the couch tonight. Hand to everything that I own. That is just about exactly what was said. And poor dude, he is
And because, she's just so smart, she's able to look at any relationship and see exactly what the problem is. The woman. It's the woman, if you haven't caught on by now with her content. It's the woman that's always the problem. And on top of inserting herself and her own stupid opinions into other people's personal lives, she also thinks that she would make a better girlfriend or a wife than you and I.
Babe, I don't need to tell you, your man deserves the world. So pass him on over here, babe. Because you ain't shit. You're making him miserable. Thank you.
So if you actually want to compare the two, let's just compare Chloe and somebody that I actually have information on, their whole life and all that stuff. Me. Let's just compare the two, just for fun. Chloe is a single mother who online likes to promote herself as a men's right advocate, but we all damn well know that the thing that pays her bills is spreading her butt cheeks online for $3.99. Sorry. $100. Unless you've served in the military, then it's only $40. So at least she's thinking of the veterans. On top of that, not only has she had a history of substance abuse and most likely is still having substance abuse, and I'll stand on that because I'm sorry, I'm mad at the situation as well. And if you think about it, Sam is the most mad in this situation, but every video she makes, she's calm, cool, and collected. Mostly also because she has a freaking newborn. And when typically after females give birth, we have like that mothering, soothing nature that comes to us. I don't know where Chloe's went, to be completely honest. I feel like she's just... Yes. I don't know where Chloe's went, but it's not there. Considering the fact that with her TikToks, she likes to insert her daughter into it, and in the same TikTok, she'll show off her body in a very skanky way. That's very classy. Very, very, very good for your daughter to see. It's top-notch parenting. Although I gotta say, it's better than you beating your daughter. I gotta say, at least you learned something there, Chloe. With all that being said, let's see who I am. For those of you that don't know, I am 25, I am happily married, and I have a beautiful daughter. I originally was born in Ukraine. Yes, the one that's getting bombed right now. Yes, everything I've ever known, ever loved, where I, grew up, it's gone now. Came to America when I was about 9 years old. Didn't know a lick of English. I was just thrown into 3rd grade right when I came to America, and I didn't even know how to write my own name. Most of my days cooking, cleaning, doing laundry, the basic stuff. And you won't find my butthole online. That's something I can guarantee you. Not OnlyFans, not Patreon, nope, not nothing. So if you really want to compare the both of us, it's I'm gonna let you look at the facts and figure out for yourself which one of us would actually be a better pick for a male that wants an actual life with a decent female. Considering the fact that men don't really want other men to just pay some kind of money just to see your girlfriend or wife's butthole. Like, I don't know if that's something you're missing there, Chloe, but being a men's right advocate, you should know that men don't want to share their woman. They just don't. And if they do, that's not a man. And to be honest, for this clip, I found a great response on TikTok. It's not dedicated to Chloe personally, but the fact that this clip, I saw it immediately after Chloe's, oh my god, just roll it. It's great.
Babe, I don't need to tell you, your man deserves the world. So pass him on over here, babe. Because you ain't
trying to make herself seem like the most alpha female out there. Like, we get it, you're the greatest pick-me there is. You're making a shit ton of money a month just from men simping at your content. We get it. You won the pick-me Olympics. We get it. But where my issue lies with her the most is the fact that she keeps coming after an innocent woman who just gave birth, is a mother of 3, is a widowed, and is innocent. So a lot of you may know the video of the Wi-Fi mom, the Wi-Fi Karen, whatever you want to dub her as. Her name is Samantha White, and like I mentioned before, she was happily married to a decent man. And unfortunately, one day his life was taken by a dumbass driver that decided to go at a red light when her husband had the right of way. And unfortunately, it ended up taking his life. And with that being said, you know, most females, me personally, I wouldn't be able to move on. I don't see myself being with anybody else but my husband. But Samantha found it in her to move on. And boy, did she not know what she was getting herself into. After she met Josette, I'm just going to call him Joe because he has a really weird name. After she met Joe, everything was fine, everything was dandy, until true colors started to come out. Long story short, he became abusive, he started to rape her, he started to do a bunch of inappropriate things that, he should be jailed for, to be completely honest.
Alright, so I'm trying to leave, please.
It wasn't bedtime, and
I'm trying to leave, please.
Sleeping in the bed with me.
Please, I'm
I
trying to.
didn't say that. What's the Wi-Fi password? What's the Wi-Fi password, Joe?
So I've had some requests to react to the Wi-Fi video on my page, and that's what we're gonna do today. So a little bit of background, if you're new here, I'm Sam, the Wi-Fi mom, the lady you're seeing in that video. The man behind the camera is my ex-husband Joe. So that video was recorded September 26, 2021. In the midst of our divorce, we had just filed divorce papers a few days before that on the 21st. And on the 20th, I had gone to the doctors and found out that I had an STI from Joe cheating on me. We filed divorce papers the next day, and then the agreement was that I was able to have... Sorry, my son he thinks I'm talking to him, so he's smiling at me. And I'm a little sick, so excuse the voice. So the agreement was that I could have my uterine surgery on October 6th, I believe it was. So a couple weeks after that, and then I would, me and the kids would leave, and then yada yada. And all this was under, like, peaceful circumstances. He knew what he had done to me, and he knew that he could get in trouble for it because it's against military code of conduct to abuse your spouse. And he was very much into the, like, just leave in peace, just yada yada. So the sleeping in bed comment that I make, I had asked him to not sleep in bed with me. This is obviously after the divorce papers were filed, after I discovered he cheated on me, after the STI. I had just gotten over COVID. I was already packing the house, and I was done. I was pissed off, and I was done. And yet he fought me on sleeping on the bed. So that's why I said that statement, is because he had told me that if I keep things peaceful, he would not sleep in bed with me. So I was like, okay. And then I wake up that morning to my children saying that the Wi-Fi was out. And then I realized that the Wi-Fi was not out. The Wi-Fi was still on. What had happened was Joe purposely changed the password and then logged out mine and the kids' devices. So like my phone and the kids' tablets were no longer connected to the Wi-Fi. I couldn't log back in, but his like Xbox, video games, phone, TV, whatever, his stuff was still in the Wi-Fi. And then here we are.
Wi-Fi password. What's the Wi-Fi password? You really want me to call the cops for this? For
Go
fucking
for it.
Wi-Fi?
Go for it. What are they gonna do? They're gonna laugh at
You're
you.
an abusive narcissist.
I'm not doing anything.
Raped me.
I haven't done anything.
Yep, you've done everything.
I haven't done
Probably
anything.
have touched my kids too.
I haven't done anything.
Yep.
Oh, wow. Please say that. Please say that.
What? You've probably touched my kids, and I need to protect them, and that's why we're getting out.
Perfect. I'm glad you think that because you want to protect them. Because you're the mama, right? You're the mama bear, right?
I'm the mom.
So then why are you still here if I'm such a threat?
That's why I don't.
Oh, in 23 days. If anybody touched my children, I'm pretty sure they'd either be dead or fucking.
So do you want to die?
Yeah, good. That's right there. Good.
Okay.
Good.
So Joseph.
So exactly, you're such a contradicting
What's
lying
the
bitch.
Wi-Fi password?
It's funny. Thank you.
Yeah, I stupidly followed my abuser around the house for a Wi-Fi password. Not my brightest, not my smartest moment, to be honest. So the video is going viral because of the "and you probably touched my kids" statement that I said, and everyone is taking that as an allegation, an accusation, saying I lied to the police, saying that I lied to the judge, saying that I lied in court, saying that I made this allegation that he touched my children, and then lied about it because I'm on the video call with Chloe Roma saying, no, I don't think he touched my kids at all. So what I really said was that he's a narcissistic abuser who raped me and has done everything to me. So he has emotionally, physically, and sexually abused me and cheated on me, given me an STI, lied to me, manipulated, all of these things to me at this point, you guys. This was a whole year of different types of abuse that I had experienced with him. So those are factual statements, and you'll notice in the video that I say those as factual statements, and then I throw in the statement, and you probably touched my kids too. Was that a shitty statement for me to say? Yeah, absolutely. Was it meant as an allegation or an accusation or a report about him? No, it was not. That was the only time I ever said that statement. Yes, I was pissed off, I was angry, I was freaking done with that man, and I said it just out of anger. And that never left the house. It was not an allegation. It was not a report. I never told the police that. I never told a judge or a courtroom that. I never told the military that, the Coast Guard. I never talked online about that. I never even said it to my friends or family. Like, that was more of a suspicion after I had gone through and realized that I had gone through so much abuse from him. And if he can treat his wife that he claims to love this badly, why could he not treat children that badly also? But at that point, it was just an angry statement that I said. The things I said before that about him being an abuser and a rapist are true, because he did abuse and rape me. Yeah. But for some reason, the internet is not focused on the truth of that. They're all about this false allegation I supposedly made, and again, I never expressed even that suspicion with another soul ever. Did I tell the Coast Guard about the abuse and the rape and the physical and emotional violence? Yeah, I did. And then people are saying that I ruined his career over it. If you're gonna do illegal things and then you're gonna get caught doing those illegal things, that's called accountability. That's called consequences. And I didn't make him abuse me. So he joined the military under the code of conduct that spousal abuse is against military code of conduct. He swore into that, so he knew what he could and could not do in the military. And so I didn't ruin his career by reporting illegal activity from him. That was just the consequences of his actions.
So after their relationship basically started to take a turn for the worst, Joe started recording her at her worst. And it clearly worked, because the video got in the hands of Chloe. Again, you see what I mean? She likes to insert herself where she doesn't know what the fuck she's talking about. I don't think she ever knew what the fuck she was talking about. I don't think she still knows what the fuck she's talking about. Because it's really clear that when Samantha in the video said that you probably touched my kids, she never went to the cops about it. She never spoke about it ever again. It was a dumb sentence she said in a video that she didn't know was being recorded. And it doesn't matter that it was being recorded. She did nothing about it. She didn't go to the authorities. She didn't even say to a friend or family member. And if you're gonna sit there and say that, oh, but we need to hold people accountable, yada, can we look at the video of Chloe smoking in front of her daughter? Some say it was weed, some say it's tobacco. Somebody told me it was meth, but I don't think meth smokes? I don't know. But I just know that smoking in front of your kid, especially in an enclosed area, it's not the brightest idea there, Chloe. And I don't think I need a degree to tell you that smoking in front of your children, given the possible secondhand whatever, being if it's from weed or tobacco, whatever it is, secondhand high, secondhand smoke, it's a no. It's gonna be a no for me, dog. No.
Here, excuse me, I'm gonna take another Bonto. Rocking the hot nail, nice. I've rocked hot nail since like forever.
No, we're dating. Just kidding. I wish. Look.
Oh, Hosanna, you're naked. Besties are besties. How long's it?
And I'm gonna take it back to how you were trying to say that beating your kids, it was a proper form of punishment.
I'd like to point out the difference between my Facebook, which is the adults, my Facebook page, and TikTok, which is full of kids that think they know everything. So I told my Facebook page about me getting trashed on TikTok for saying I'm gonna beat my kid, right? Literally everybody. Like, I only took 3 screenshots. Like, you guys. I know most of you guys grew up in the generation where you can just be like, hey mom, look! But like, girl. That is called, good parenting. It's called good parenting. Because you want your kid to succeed in life and not be a fucking stripper and teach her to use her body to get male attention. I would rather teach her to use her brain.
This always happens. The abused always turns into abuser. Chloe claims to have a life and history of being abused, being a foster child, yada yada. Maybe she's intimate. Honey, if you're that mentally unstable, go and see somebody. Go back on the meds, stop snorting the white bitch. Maybe you should really do something about your mental before you just start blasting bullshit online and putting an actual sane person through misery they didn't even ask for. Now, it'd be one thing if it was just online bickering here and there, but Samantha got the receipts. She got the evidence to showcase that what Joe did to her and what she reported was actually looked into and investigated by the Coast Guard. So regardless of, what you think and how you feel, Chloe, professionals did their job. They investigated. They found Joe at fault. And for the record, everybody already knew how sick he was. It's only you that took this long to figure it out.
You by now are familiar with what has been dubbed the Wi-Fi mom, the woman who followed her ex-husband around, screaming about the Wi-Fi, and then accused him of touching her children. And if you are also familiar with my fellow Powerpuff Girl, the Dadvocate, who has done an amazing video on the Wi-Fi girl's ex-husband. Her ex-husband has admitted while live streaming to beating her while forcing her to do, and I quote, her job as his wife. Now, not only is she right to go after him, but there's a bunch of women who are defending him, which is kind of strange. You might be wondering, why am I bringing this to your attention? Because my qualm with this girl was always the allegations she made about her children, which she admitted to me over video that was a lie. Because after Lauren posted a video exposing the shit out of this asshole, everybody, including my own team, has been coming to me being like, the Dadvocate, she's sneak dissing you, she has a different opinion than you. First of all, let me make something very clear. If somebody as level-headed and sweet as the Dadvocate ever looks at me and tells me to go fuck myself, I guarantee you 1000% I am the problem. Watching back on my YouTube channel, I actually realized that I made a few comments of he was an innocent man and these are false allegations. Even though at the time I also went into detail about why I felt like he was abusive too, those comments definitely cancel all that out. So I support Lauren in exposing this guy because I think it's important that the internet does not view him as this like perfect victim. He is a victim of a false allegation of a heinous crime, which is touching children. That is true. That is unequivocally not okay. I stand by that to this fucking day. Both of these people need to get the fuck off the internet. They need help. Their children need help. And I have the Dadvocate's back, 1000%.
So all the information that Lauren sent in her video about Sam could have easily been given to Chloe if Chloe just actually let Sam talk and explain exactly what happened. But because Chloe kept interrupting her and cutting her off in their conversation and then thought that she had this great piece of evidence because Sam is a decent person and told her the truth, Which, by the way, it's all over Sam's TikTok. She keeps having to repeat herself saying that she never made allegations. But Chloe is still making videos saying that, Joe is a victim of false allegations. No, he is not, because she never went to the authorities. And I don't know how many times I have to repeat myself, how many times Samantha has to repeat herself, and even your friend Lauren herself in the video clearly stated that all of this would have never happened if Joe never uploaded any videos.
Joe is the one who put all of this out there in the public to begin with. So Joe being upset that there's a false allegation about him out there because she said maybe you touched the children only has himself to blame. Samantha never came out and made such an accusation on her own publicly. He chose to post that video, which is the only context such a statement was even placed under. A statement very arguably made under duress. Woman after woman after woman calls her white trash and reminds her of what life was like at her lowest. You might be thinking, Lauren, what do you have to feel bad about? You didn't make a video about Wi-Fi Girl. You never went out and defended Joe. Not exactly, but I did go on a podcast with Chloe Roma talking about the situation where I 100% believed that Samantha, the Wi-Fi mom, was the abuser. And I was wrong.
To your attention, because my qualm with this girl was always the allegations she made about her children, which she...
Are we really still doing this, Chloe? After all this time, since March, we're still on this train. So you like to tell people that the only problem I had with this lady was the false allegation against the children. That's been your constant in the last 3, maybe 4 videos. But in reality, your problem with me to start with was that I'm an abuser. You even tagged me in this one. You straight up called me an abuser, and that was your original problem with me. Because you thought Joe was the victim. You even went as far to say that Joe needs our help, that we need to protect him. You said that he was in trouble, that he needed help to get away from me. And reminder that you posted all of this about me without even knowing the truth, without even knowing the other side, without even knowing what the hell was going on. You're trying to backtrack and cover your ass, but you called me an abusive woman, Chloe. You called me an abuser, and that is the slander. That is what I have a problem with. You even continued to call me an abuser after I contacted you, tried to explain the truth, even sent you this Coast Guard documentation that I have labeling me as the victim, and you said you didn't care. You're not looking at this, and you called me a liar. And this document is the same document that your friend, the Dadvocate, Lauren, the Dadvocate, has on her recent YouTube video. And on the Dadvocate's post, you're over here saying Joe is not the victim by far. This isn't about the children. This is about abuse and domestic violence. Well, Chloe, but wait, I thought it was about the false allegation of the children. Again, you're trying to cover your ass. And do you remember sending me this message that I ignored? You trying to bait me into a live so that you could degrade me and bully me and have your followers harass me even worse than you did on our video call? You called a domestic violence victim an abuser in front of an audience of millions of men. Do you remember what you caused? All these comments of threats, of harassment, of name-calling, of saying that I should get decked and beat and everything under the sun. I forgot about this one. You're not a victim, you're an abuser. You even continued to call me an abuser after NBC News came out with this article with even more proof. Multiple of your followers, the men that you protect, also threatened to have me unalived. The worst part about all of this is that I was very, very pregnant when you were bullying me, harassing me, slandering me, and I have a freaking newborn and you're continuing to do so. And if anyone needs a reminder, this is what I say in the Wi-Fi video. I call him an abusive narcissist and say he raped me. True, okay? Probably touched my kids too. Yup. That is exactly what I said in a private video that my abuser was recording of me after he had taken something from me. Nobody cares that he abused me for a year. Nobody cares that he raped me. Nobody cares about any of that. It was never an allegation. The cops were never called. It was never in a courtroom. It was never online. Joe put it online, you guys. And you continued to slander me and continued to harass me, even after I sent you a cease and desist letter. And just FYI, it's a very simple Google search, you guys. Anyone can send a cease and desist letter to anyone. It's different than a cease and desist order. You can Google it. It's a very simple Google search, you guys. I advise you do it if you don't know the difference. A letter is literally just a professional, polite way of saying, hey, please stop doing this. Please stop talking about me. Please stop slandering my name. Like, I'm not an abusive woman. Like, I am not the abuser here. Like, I've already, You're legit pissing me off, okay? You can have a problem with false allegations, and you should. I have a problem with false allegations. Everyone should have a problem with false allegations. Because some people are liars and some people make false allegations. It's true. But you know what I didn't do? Make a false allegation. I didn't lie. Now, if I would have actually called the cops or went to the Coast Guard and been like, yeah, he's touched my kids, then I would have lied because I don't have proof of that. I only ever said and showed online and showed the Coast Guard the proof of him abusing and sexually assaulting and everything of me. And Chloe, instead of just admitting that you got the story wrong and you didn't do your due diligence and just research this before you started slandering me, like at least Lauren, she didn't even bash me that much, and at least she has the decency as a human being and as a woman to jump online publicly and tell people, yeah, Sam misbehaved, I agree that it's misbehaving, but she's not the abuser here. I have so much respect for her because of that. And she's not even the one who was dragging me through the mud. She's not the one who got me the freaking death threats and the name calling and just everything. You caused it, Chloe. You caused it. You slandered my name. You framed me as an abuser to fit your narrative because you needed to protect Joe. And you filter our comments, Chloe. You defended Joe. From the very beginning, you were protecting Joe. You protected an abuser. And you don't even have the decency to say, hey, I was wrong. This girl was severely abused. Yeah, she acted. Go ahead and call me a bitch. Go ahead and call me crazy. Go ahead and be like, that's so fucking inappropriate for her to say or act that way. Go ahead and call me whatever you want, but do not label and frame me as an abuser. That is slander. Just fucking stop, dude. I'm fucking tired. You're all like, this is about the children. This is about the children. Safety for the children. Chloe, what you are doing to me publicly is causing me and my children harm. It is causing us safety issues. So don't even pull the fake, this is about the kids, protect the kids, I care about the kids, because you don't. Because what you're doing is putting a mother in freaking harm's way with all your toxic men audience who are freaking coming after me because they believe what you say. You have power over these men, and instead of correcting your wrong and being like, yeah, hold off on this girl, stop bullying her, she's not the abuser, I was wrong, my bad, I didn't research enough. Instead of doing what Lauren did, you're just you're just causing them to come back at me again. We've been at this for months. Don't even get me started on children, because you're the one who has your nudes and your daughter's face in the exact same paid website that all these filthy men pay for. So don't act like you care about my children because you don't even care about yours. Fucking leave me be, dude. You don't have to like me, dude. I really don't fucking care if you don't like me. But just because you don't like anyone doesn't mean you have to bully them or cause them harassment. It doesn't mean you have to lie about them or slander their name. You're doing the actual good men a disservice for doing what you do the way you do it. And just because your boyfriend was falsely accused on the internet way back when does not mean you should bully strangers when it's not the same story. Look, I may not talk or speak as well as you do, Chloe, but I can fucking play. And reminder, if I'm not scared of Joe, if I don't let Joe abuse me anymore, I'm sure as hell not scared of you, and I'm sure as hell not gonna let you abuse me. I hope he fucking picks you. Thank you.
So Chloe, if you have such an issue with false allegations, why do you keep making them against Samantha? And if you're gonna sit there and say that, oh no, I meant something else, and there's no way my followers could have ever thought that I was, no. People that are commenting shit like this, saying that she went to the Coast Guard and reported him of touching children. They think that shit because that's what you keep saying. You are putting up a false narrative out there about a female who you don't know anything about. You wanted to put yourself in her situation so badly, but at the same time, you didn't even look at the facts even when she sent it to you.
I reached out to her, and I sent her this message, and she video called me within a minute of opening my message to her on Instagram. This was not a planned call, so I thought she accidentally called me, but I answered, and you can see the video on her YouTube and her Instagram, the whole conversation. After the few-minute phone call where she interrupted me and degraded me and called me names and threatened me and all this stuff, I sent her this message because she didn't ask me any questions. She didn't want to hear my side of the story at all. She calls me a liar, and then I sent her proof that the allegations were true of emotional, physical, and sexual abuse from my husband. Here is proof. And she said she wasn't looking at this, she does not care. So in the video call, she asked me why did I say those things, and I told her the truth after telling her that I agree, I shouldn't have said those things.
Most likely in a fit of anger, obviously. Yeah, I mean, I can tell that he's not fucking perfect. I can tell that there's some, I get a little bit of like a narcissistic vibe.
I mean,
So she admits that she gets narcissistic vibes from him, but doesn't ask any questions about it or anything that I experienced with him or
anything. And just to clarify, the timing of the videos that Joe is recording of me were recorded at the end of September 2021. I left him the beginning of October 2021, and our divorce was finalized in November 2021. And when I did finally go the legal route and tell the U.S. Coast Guard my story, I did not accuse Joe of touching my kids or anything to do with my kids. It was specifically just my story, just the truth, yada yada. And he was discharged for emotional, physical, and sexual abuse towards me, his wife. So he was never legally accused of anything to do with my kids at all. That was a private, obviously heated conversation in our home, and he did that often. He would often make me react to something and then pull out his phone as soon as I started reacting in the way he wanted me to react on camera. But back to Roma, she then proceeds to threaten me at the end of her video.
I'm gonna let you know, stop playing victim. I'm gonna make another video on you because you're fucking whack. You can expect that in like probably 20 minutes. And I'm gonna make sure as many people as possible see your face and see that you're fucking dangerous. And personally, I hope you get your kids taken away.
And all this based on a video clip of one thing that I said wrong, that's completely taken out of context, and everyone's ignoring the big picture, which is the truth that Joe emotionally, physically, and abused me for an entire year, and this was at the end of that year, and he had drove me insane. He had drove me mental, whatever you want to call me. He had drove me crazy, whatever you want to call me. So really, she has this huge, passionate opinion of me over a video that was recorded a year and a half ago in a different part and different time of my life where I was being abused and I was unsafe, and it was just so chaotic. And her opinion is that I'm the abuser because of my reactive abuse, because I was reacting to abuse. Roma's not interested in my side of the story. She's not interested in proof, documents, screenshots, text messages, pictures of bruises. She's not interested in doing any research or background work. And her video of me has gotten a lot of attention. Like, I've gotten a lot of hate comments and messages and just harassment and bullying and name calling and victim blaming and all of it. So honestly, as far as I'm concerned at this point in time, her and her army are no better than Joe. They're doing the exact same thing that Joe used to do and still tries to do to me.
First you say that she's not a victim. Then you say that she is not a perfect victim and that she is an abuse survivor and that she just lied. You need to make up your fucking mind. You fucked up and you need to apologize. Even your friend Lauren, the dad of a kid, made it clear in her video that that never would have surfaced if Joe never uploaded the video himself. So if your friend who went on your channel can actually come out and apologize for something that she knows is wrong, and even called you out in the video saying that your video was wrong and saying that there's other people using the guise of being a men's rights advocate, I know she was talking about you, because you're the only one that does this shit to this extent.
There are wolves in sheep's clothing out there using good-hearted men's advocates as nothing more than meat shields in their own shitty endeavors. We gotta look out.
Yes, it was wrong what Samantha said. That's why she never went to the authorities. That's why she never repeated what she had said. Was she gonna stand there and apologize to her abuser that drove her to insanity? No. But she knew that it was the wrong thing to say. That's why she did not act upon it. That's why people need to understand. She took accountability then and there by not going far. Okay, hold on. It was wrong. She only went to the Coast Guard about the actual things she had evidence about. That's why they found her to be the victim. That's why that they fired him from the Coast Guard. That's why he's so salty and petty about it. Because his money was being taken away and now he wants to spread a false narrative of his ex. So he can, I guess, get the job back, get sympathy, something. Who knows, maybe he wants to help Chloe out with her content. Sure, he'd love that. Not only is she a shit content creator that just goes ahead and leeches off videos that already have millions of views just so she can get a couple of thousand views, she does not even give proper commentary. So I honest to God hope that Chloe sees this video, because Chloe, if you see this video, you owe Samantha a public apology. One, for getting involved in business that had nothing to do with you in the first place, and two, misrepresenting Samantha, spreading a false narrative, and denying to even look at the information when it was sent directly to your big fat nose. Because you wanted to take a story and twist it around for how it worked for you, and how you could profit off of it. Chloe, you need to get off the internet. You need to stop harassing people, and you need to actually take accountability for once in your life. Stop deleting old videos, stop deleting and filtering comments, stop hiding. We all see what you're doing. You are hiding because you think that the men that follow you are stupid enough to not notice that you're filtering your comments and deleting old videos so it can help your narrative. But the rest of us see exactly what you're doing. And you gotta stop with that shit, honey. It's not cute. And once again, I want to say you owe Samantha a public apology. So the sooner you could do that, the better. Thanks. Alrighty guys, if you enjoyed this video, I would love it if you liked it, subscribed, did all the fun stuff, and I would say that I would see you in the next one, but that makes no sense. So you'll see me in the next one, or maybe my cat if he won't shut the fuck up. Alrighty guys, have a good one.
There are wolves in sheep's clothing out there using good-hearted men's advocates as nothing more than meat shields in their own shitty endeavors. We gotta look out.